what's the point of playing chess when it is a completely figured out game? It's just how many different types of moves can you remember the outcomes of? Why do chess masters continue to play chess? One, to like develop strategies and like routes that have not been seen previously, that have different chances of winning based off of your opponent being able to remember it. But what's the point? It's because some people just like playing video games. You know, at the end of the day, if you just like the kind of if you just like the kind of gameplay that it offers, people like sometimes to experience it in different ways. This build might be worse, but maybe it does something cool I wasn't doing previously. What does this build do? There's a lot of different reasons why you play ARPGs, but at the end of the day, you have to like playing it for the purposes of enjoying playing it. It can't offer you something that it doesn't do. Yeah, it's higher if you have Ultimate Shadow. Yes, Strato, because Ultimate Shielding Storm says that, or Ultimate Shadow says that Bone Storm now also applies a damage over time component, so it's actually damaging the targets twice as often. Your minions can't proc Lucky Hit Chance. All they can proc is Decrepify, which is not the same thing as them procking Lucky Hit Chance. I play ARPGs because my wife is always busy with her boyfriend. Yeah, and then that can fill in the time for you. How was playing as a Sork? A Sork was incredibly fun to play as. Okay. Let's record a video. What build did I use as a Sork? Ice Shards? Blizzard? I didn't look up build guides. I just put on items that said cool stuff. Okay. Shadow minions are bugged though. Try it. Try what? I'm very aware of how the minions are bugged. They can very specifically trigger Decrepify. They cannot trigger Lucky Hit Chance. I've already tested it. I've already done it. I've reproven it every single season. I don't need to retest it because I already have. Darth Moo, thank you very much for the follow. Mr. Daedalus, thank you very much for the 13 months. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Alrighty, let's do this video. I knew it. I knew I wasn't crazy. You know how I knew I wasn't crazy? Because the game felt different. You know when you're playing a video game and you're kind of doing something, you go, this doesn't feel right. And most of the time it's just because, like, I don't know, you're weird and like maybe you didn't get enough food that day or maybe you're dehydrated. No. I wasn't crazy. We are squishier than we should be. And it's because they didn't actually fix Shielding Storm at all. It still just does base life, and I have the proof for it. Man, I wish I didn't have to put out videos like this back to back. But if you noticed in my last two videos, I'd been talking about the fact that I just generally felt squishier than I should be, and nothing really made sense. All my aspects are what they should be. Generating barrier off of max life and Shielding Storm should now be an incredible increase to survivability, but time and time again, I was dying to stuff that I just shouldn't be dying to. And it's because this thing just doesn't work. But it's even more insidious than that. It looks like it's working, and then it doesn't. Let's go ahead and take a look at it because it's wild, y'all. I just want the Necromancer to have this stuff that it's supposed to have. So for people who may not know what that rant was about, they recently changed the aspect of Shielding Storm. Shielding Storm used to say that it generated 6% barrier whenever it hit a target based off of your base life. And for people who don't know, at level 100, the Necromancer has a whopping total of 7,959 base life. Shielding Storm was changed so that it would generate barrier based off of your maximum life. And oddly enough, your maximum life can get significantly higher than your base life. Like right here, I basically have almost 3 times. So right here, I basically have like 2 times my base life in additional life here. If I were to add on even more maximum life and throw on this Doombringer, I would have significantly more maximum life. And what that should mean is that Shielding Storm should be generating a massive ton of barrier every single time that it hits a target. But how much maximum barrier should we be generating per hit? Well, if I have maximum life of 20,583 and I'm generating 6% barrier every single time I hit a target and Bone Storm hits targets twice per second, I should be expecting to get 20 total instances of 1,200 barrier generation. And what that means is that at the end of Bone Storm, I should get a total of 24,699 barrier. Well, let's go ahead and just test that in real time. Here's Bone Storm, here's the maximum life, here's Shielding Storm, and when I cast Bone Storm, let's look at how much barrier I generate in total. Just as like a quick fun fact, it's not going to be that 20,000 number. No. At the end of the 10 seconds of Bone Storm, 20 damage instances, I generate a total of 10,787 barrier. So that's about 14,000 barrier short of what I should be generating, and that doesn't really make much sense. And remember when I said it gets even more insidious? Well, what I did was I went and just recorded that very quickly, and I looked at how many times we gained barrier over that total amount of instances, and this second data set is what we got. While the first damage instance gained me 1,236 barrier, which, if you take into account the issue with rounding errors, can't show floating decimals, etc., is exactly how much barrier we think we should be generating. And then every damage instance after that, I only generated 955 barrier. Let me go ahead and show you that in real time. So I'm going to walk up, only let Shielding Storm hit once, and then I'm going to duck back out. Rip, I actually hit it twice, but I generated 2,191 barrier. That's pretty short of the 2,400 that we think that we should generate, but it's only a little bit less. But what does that 2,191 actually represent? Well, it turns out if you add together our first damage instance and our second damage instance, you get 2,191 barrier. And if you were to sit there and watch it time and time again, you'll notice that we actually only generate barrier over 10 instances, and every one after the first one is only 955. Now that's kind of a problem though. 955 is significantly less than what it should be, which is 1,234, 1,235 with rounding. In fact, if I were to do the math very quickly, so, just like 1 minus this divided by this, it is 22% less than what we should be getting. Now, what if it has something to do with like this weird coefficient between base life and maximum life, which is an issue that Temerity has. Temerity, as part of its calculation, takes the difference between your base life and your maximum life and just like reduces the incoming barrier by that amount. But sadly, that number actually doesn't follow along with this understanding. So if I were to do the exact same calculation right here, boodly boop, and actually show it to you in real time as opposed to hide it, these two numbers don't add up to 100%. So it's not some weird calculation with base life versus max life or some kind of weird variable that takes them both into account. So what's actually happening here? Well, a keen-eyed mathematician might notice 2 things. 1, there are less instances of us generating barrier than you might think, because again, Bone Storm will hit a target twice. And the aspect itself says each time that Bone Storm damages an enemy, gain barrier. But if you stare at this number right here, really close, you can actually figure out the equation. Have you caught on yet? That's okay. Let's go ahead and take 2 times our total expected barrier generation. Let's go ahead and take 2 times, so 2 damage instances per second, our expected barrier generation percentage, and multiply that number by our base life. The number that we get is 955. So interestingly enough, you are generating barrier on 2 hits per second, but it only gains that barrier at the end of the second. So it's not like per damage instance, it's per second, which is just interesting. It ultimately comes out to be the same amount of barrier, but it's just weird that you don't gain it until the end of the second, as opposed to each time that it deals damage. But it's the fact that how much barrier you're generating is actually based off of your base life still and not your maximum life. And that's why our number is so much lower than what we would expect it to be. Now, what if it's just something to do with my gear? Maybe I don't have enough maximum life. Maybe I don't really understand the equation altogether that well. Well, let's just go ahead and just like toss on a stupid amount of additional maximum life. We're currently at 20,000. And now we're at a whopping 36,000. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go hit this target real quick, and we're going to see how much total barrier we generate over the length of Bone Storm. Again, notice that the barrier goes up every second as opposed to every damage instance, which is just an interesting observation. But at the end of this, we're going to end up with a whopping 11,745 barrier. So nearly doubling my total maximum life, I went from doing 10,000 barrier to 11,000 barrier. That shouldn't be right. In fact, with my new maximum life percentage, with my new maximum life of 36,000, I actually expect to generate 2,193 barrier every single time that I do a damage instance. But here's the fun fact. If I were to take the barrier that I generated, 11,745, and I were to do a quick little equation, which says, what is the initial barrier generation tick of 2,193, which I can actually show you in game. Walk up, do a single damage instance. There we go. And I generated 2,194, again, rounding errors here. And I were to just subtract what the barrier I generated on my lower amount of life is, and you get the exact same amount of barrier that I generated previously. It's just based off of base life and not maximum life. I knew that something was up. I knew that I was not as tanky as I should be with the expected change in how this aspect works. I knew something was up. I knew I just wasn't generating the barrier that I was expecting to generate, considering it was supposed to be anywhere between like 2 to 5 times as effective, depending on how much maximum life you had on your build. And I wasn't getting that. I was dying in content that I was surviving in previously, and I couldn't figure out why. And it's because they literally just didn't do the aspect right. So not only does like Soulbrand not work with its barrier to generate damage reduction, but Shielding Storm isn't generating the barrier that it should be. This actually led to a death on Chronix's character because, again, they expected to be generating basically like 4 or 5 times as much barrier as they were previously, and it just didn't work. So yeah, I've already reported this to the developers because obviously this is like a pretty massive issue as far as I'm concerned. Shielding Storm was already not good enough to use in high tier pit pushing because it just can't generate enough barrier based off of base life to actually add on a significant amount of effective HP to be worth the aspect slot. You basically just kind of had to get good in dodge more often and not rely on this. But the changes that should have happened should have made it an incredible survivability tool, returning it to its bygone glory days back in the day when it was like good enough because we had so much damage reduction. And this buff to it was supposed to kind of bring it back up to snuff with that ability to output enough survivability to be worth the aspect slot. But at least for right now, if you're currently playing on the Necromancer, and most notably if you're currently playing on Hardcore, this is the reason why you're not surviving in scenarios where you expect to be able to. You're just not generating the barrier that is owed to you. Now keep in mind, if you were to add on Ultimate Shadow to your build, that does increase the total number of damage instances that Bone Storm does, and as such causes you to generate more barrier. So putting on a ring with Ultimate Shadow, I'll just stand here and we'll see at the end how much total barrier we generate off of this. It is going to be significantly higher than it was previously. It basically doubles how much barrier you generate. And that's why so often we were recommending this on builds that were using Bone Storm, and most notably things like Shadow Blight and Darkness skills in general, because it does add on a huge amount of survivability. Now, right now, that should have been something like, I don't know, like 60,000 barrier generated over that total amount of time. Obviously, you can't barrier past your maximum life, but we are getting hilariously scammed on how much survivability this aspect is supposed to be offering. So I just want to put out this video. Again, I've already reported this to developers. Hopefully this is something that is fixed very quickly, because it's just going to lead to the deaths of a lot of hardcore characters who just don't know to not be expecting it. But also, most notably, I want the ding dang things I was promised in my patch notes. But let me know down in the comments if you come across any weird interactions like this. There is a ton of stuff popping up that we're kind of finding from this patch, just a bunch of like not fixed, not implemented, and weird undocumented changes. And I'd like to get this information out as soon as possible so that people are equipped. But I'd love to hear from you down in the comments below. If you're brand new to the channel, consider subscribing. It would mean the world to me. Also, if you've been watching my stuff and you never click that button, I might just be showing up in your algorithm. It happens all the time. I think only like 50% of the people who watch my stuff are subscribed, and I think that number goes down every single day. So please check that button. It would mean the world to me. Toss a like onto the video if you wouldn't mind as well. But as always, thank you so much for watching this video. I truly hope that it helps you, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. What up, Chris? How you doing? Subbed on YouTube? I appreciate you, boo-boo. Thank you. Echoing Cries, thank you for redeeming the darkness. The darkness has been redeemed. Hopefully the darkness will stay redeemed. Shielding Storm is not working. Okay. Diablo 4, let's go back to this setup. Let's get some fucking music going. If I could sub twice, I would. Thank you. Excuse me. I'm doing well, Chris. How are you? You're awesome. I appreciate that. I'm just some dude trying to play this video game and getting scammed just like everybody else. But I appreciate that. Thank you for the kind words. Zod, thank you for the follow. Demon Game, Bjorn, Darth Moo, thank you for the follows as well. Thank you for all of the likes on the YouTube stream, by the way. I didn't check. Hold on, is everybody getting a cookie? We're at 190 likes on YouTube. Y'all almost got a cookie out of me. Y'all almost got a cookie out of me. I even gave you extra long because of my poor tum. Okay. So. I might need some gems, so let's just take some gems with us. Okay, 5 skulls and a weapon. Let's go respec. Blight isn't great on gloves after getting set with GA, Blight, and attack speed. Blight is not particularly powerful on gloves. It's not nothing, but it's not particularly powerful. Galletas for everyone? What is a galleta? ¿Cómo se dice galletas en inglés? Where's my cookie? New gaming PC died on me? Oh, dude, I'm sorry to hear that, man. Pure Kiwi, thank you for the follows. Zodiac. Zodias? Thank you for the follows. Okay, let's respec. How goes the world today? The world goes well today. World goes well today. How are you? Aries, thank you very much for the 20 biddies. What isn't working about Shielding Storm? They didn't actually change it to max life, it's still base life. Put the aspect of sacrifice, not particularly, Ezekiel. I wouldn't use it. Pure Kiwi, thank you so much for the prime as well, I appreciate that. Tell me how chill, is it something that just happens or is it some kind of invisible meter that fills up? Chill is a meter that fills up to frozen status. You know about Shielding Storm? Yes, Breezy. Yep. How far in the pick can you go with Bloodlance? Easily tier 100 now. I'm not sure how far though. What are the skills? Bone Spirit, Decrep, Bone Prison, Blood Mist, Corpse Tendrils, Minion. Okay. Thorns to trigger Dead Razor. Confirm. Paragon. Sirach, are you still here? And also, are you driving? Because if the answer is yes, don't say anything. Okay. Refund all. Peter Shore. Brave Keepa. Bloodbath. Okay. Yeah, what up, Chano? What are we doing? Cannot use holy bolts in the pit. It's currently disabled. They have a note about it in the launcher. Since the update, Shadow Minions has been the strongest build the entire time. Kiwi? 50 plus Uber Duriels last few days and then get an Uber Unique. How is this even possible? You should not expect to drop an Uber Unique in any less than like 60-ish runs if you take into account like normal average expected outcome. Can anybody tell you what Doom Necro is? Doombringer Necromancer. It's very bad. What is basic resource gen? Resource generation from basic skills. Does double damage on Shadow still work? Yep. Also, thank you for the follow. We're using Dead Razor. So Dead Razor and Exploit, I guess? Okay. Is this the boards that I came up with? I'm just like coming up with these boards on this spot and I don't remember if these are the boards I came up with. Oh, I need Dominate. That's why this is different. I always forget Dominate. My Dominate is only level 1? Well, that's missing a bit of damage. If they fixed pets counting, they did. Or at least they said they did. Is it able to fix lucky hit chance? Not particularly, no. It's just not a lucky hit chance proccing build. The only thing that you can do is use like Death Speakers and Kruger's Embrace because they're currently bugged to apply your lucky hit chance when the mini Novas surge. I don't need to get to this node. This is only level 1 right now. This will reach once this is done. Cult Leader for Dead Razor. I basically did it 1-to-1, just like slightly differently. That's cool. And then Cult Leader looks interesting where it does this. Okay. And skill assignment is this. Yep. Okay, I need some armor. I need some resistiones. I should probably masterwork my gear. I need some stuff. This is Bone Spirit. Blood Wave to spam Bone Spirit? No. No, I'm not using Blood Arsen's cures. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces of gear. Looking like shadow minions? Nope. This is Bone Spirit. Bone Spirit. Crowd control duration. Absolutely. Love that. Everybody loved that. Hit core skills. That's actually pretty litty. Hit DR. Also fucking sick. Thank you. Hit core skills. That's fine. We'll need that eventually. And hit int. That's not bad. Hit resource gen, and now we're up to +2 core skills. And then... okay, that gets me a little bit more armor. How's Rez doing? Rez still needs help. Okie dokie. Max life is also kind of low. Add some sockets. Oh, it almost gets me there. Rip. Okay, so there's that fixed for right now. Almost fixed. Need one more skill point here. Or should we play until I get Tyrael's Might? Just minions. I don't know if you mentioned this in another video, but do you know how Blood Artisans... Yes, it scales off of maximum life now. I need a Cult Dominion. Be 1, 2, 3, 4. Which would be... I still don't have a perfect Requiem. Now I do. Okay. So that would be... Right now I would already be gaining 7, which put me at 253. Okay, so I'm at more than enough. I can drop Fort for right now, I guess. Okay, so that fixes my armor. That lets me do another one here. I also need to put this here. Am I trying full sack Bone Spirit? No, I don't think that full sack is good. Like, the math just doesn't play out for full sacrifice. I need one more ruby. I also do not understand. Like, this is gonna sound weird. I actually don't get the. Like, basically, I get asked about like, oh, we can do full sack now. I actually don't know why we want to. Just kind of like straight up. So I need better Requiem. Man, my build was missing so much, and I was doing like half Billy crits before. Don't forget repair. Oh, I don't repair until it's broken. There's no reason to. It's a waste of time. So there's that. And does Bone Spirit level matter? Yeah, of course. It increases our base damage. Increasing the base damage increases everything that scales that damage. Boop, 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 boop. I think we're doing well. This is big. Big DR. Am I still testing Doombringer? Nope. I moved on. And update the, let me update these. Hold on. Doom, Necro, bad. Shielding, Storm, don't work. Now Bone Spirit. Update these. Yo, over 200 likes on the YouTube stream. Thank you very much, y'all. I appreciate it. Any Uber Unique good for this? Nope. That's the cool part about the build. You don't need Uber Uniques. Bone Spirit have potential in high pits. It's the second strongest Necromancer build currently, if you consider minions all as like one conglomerate. It has been the whole time, but it is still. Going for endgame Shadow Mage. What should I play? I feel like I answered that question. If I didn't, I'm sorry, but the answer is just minions. All right, now let's remember how to play this build. Bone Spirit right now is doing pit tier 136. Pretty dope. All right, let's remember how to play. So, without Dominate leveled, and not at max essence, that was 700 million damage. That's pretty cool. That's pretty radical. Good build. What killed me? Oh, I was standing on a cold thing. Ripper Dipper. I also have to like play good. That sucks. I need to get better gear so I can increase my maximum. Whoa, hey. What is happening, Kimosabi? Oh, right, and I have to pre-curse and post-curse. Right. All right, I have to remember everything about how to play this build. Okay. Now my shit's broken. All right, try that again. What website do I go to for rankings, ladder, highest pit? There is no website. It's just all word of mouth. 3GA Deathless Visage. You could use Deathless Visage on this build. You ultimately don't want to, but you could. Also deals double damage with Shadow Dot. I haven't. There's no reason to believe that it would, though. Whose stats are useful to Necro? Example, put a lot of GA int if I'm with Necro on my rogue for the crit chance it provides on rogue. Not generally, no, Eric. Oh! I forgot that it doesn't generate your minions. When you first walk in, so that's fun. Right, and this is why I need essence per second. All right, yeah, so we need essence per second on our helmet. Oh, and that's why I was still using cold mages too. Yep. I forgot that like my gear was really, really bad. I should probably swap Bone Prison over to. Oh, I got the thing to happen. Fuck, dude. Did get the thing to happen though. Oh, hold on. All right, we're gonna keep this running. I don't have Hardened Bones on, so that's negatively impacting our ability to be successful because I was testing Shielding Storm. I'm like, wow, I'm really getting popped here. Okay, no, I'm just getting popped immediately. All right, let's go put on the thing. Bone Spirit is doing 136 currently. Yeah, so it turns out if you have imperfect gear, there are a lot of options that will be stronger than currently imperfect gear. But yeah, if Ring of Starless Skies is working for you, it's working for you. Don't worry about it. Having Hardened Bones on would be good, both for me and my minions, just in general. Yeah, let's try that again. Dying in the game. Oh, I'm fucking. Hey everybody. I'm very bad at this game. Like, I don't mean I'm bad at thinking about the game. I'm great at thinking about the game. I'll fucking pat myself on the back. I'm very good at thinking about the game. I'm terrible at literally playing the game. Like, I'm no joke just physically bad at playing the game. One, I'm playing on a controller, so I'm just worse. Like, I can't be as accurate. But also, two, like, I'm just bad at playing it. I'm impatient. But yeah, homie, I'm bad. Yo, thank you very much, Kevin. I appreciate it. What do you recommend for the Blight build while Bone Storm is bugged? What do I recommend? Well, I didn't... In the end game, you didn't even use Shielding Storm on Blight. But right now, it's currently functioning at the same rate that it was previously, so you actually haven't lost anything. It's that you were supposed to gain something. Which aspect? Intercom. I also wanted to swap over to cold mages. Well, rippity dippity. Fuck me, dude. Okay. Shielding Storm was not buffed at all. Would GA overpower or crit on rings and weapons? I went overpower. Well, you need 100% crit chance, and then after that, there's no reason to like. Dude, the lightning. But I wouldn't add additive damage on my gear really at all. I would avoid that in its entirety. There's no reason to add additive damage, because you should have like thousands of Bone Spirit additive damage. Hey guys. Hey, can you let me kill you? There we go. Essence Gen is rough sickles here. If anything, I'd rather like GA maximum life than additive overpower damage. Bone Spirit, crit damage or overpowered GA? I wouldn't have additive damage on my build at all if I could avoid it, but the answer is whichever one is higher. How do you make Shadow Surfer stronger? The best I've hit is about 30 million when the Shadow Key passive activates. How do you make it stronger? There's no way for me to intuit what you are or are not doing on the build based off of the question. The answer is get better gear and more intelligence. Something like that.
So, here we go.
You have 100% crit chance already. Yeah, that's why that's why I'm confused by the question. You should GA the most powerful stats for your build and hit the requirements of the build to function. There really isn't like a question of which one is better. It's just whatever number is higher for the stats that you need. There's not really like a... There's not really like a... I don't even know how to describe it. Like a... There's no wiggle room. It's just the best stats. Have them GA'd. On this build, if you're at full essence, you deal the most damage? Yes. But yeah, lightning damage right now is like cracked out of its gourd, I think. It's in a weird place. Like, what is up with the lightning? Can you die? Like, I know I don't have a lot of maximum life, but that damage is insane. Shocklands towers need to calm down. Can we all agree on that? Aspect of Embalmer Blood Artisan's Curse on this build? No, it is not. That's basically a completely different build. Oh! Well, got touched by poison at all. Can't live through that. Got it. What skills am I using for compound fracture uptime? Bone Spirit. Oof, oofa doofa. Alright, I think you're bad. Bugwhip Blood Artisan's current Spirit scaling when I was testing it is always stronger than one casted by me. It is currently scaling off of your maximum life now, as opposed to just a percentage of how much life you had left over. They've changed it. Minions are used purely for utility. But that does increase how much damage that I do.
Rage, power, weakest, foes, money, driven, major, fraud, breathless, body, diamond, bones, wanna be it, wanna feel it.
But fucking poison damage is ruining them. And you have to play like really hard when your gear is bad. Jesus. What up, Scrib? Meaning to build using Tibalts? No. It would be losing out on a massive multiplier. What's your assessment of Evan Piercer? I see a bunch of really high damage videos. Yeah, it's incredibly powerful. Very strong build. Leave me alone. Okay. So we can't kill it. I just need better gear. Okay. How it compares? We don't know what the total top end of builds are at this point, Gian, because a lot of people are now just like getting into it, on top of the fact that the majority of like stuff that we were supposed, well, not the majority, some of the things we were supposed to get just doesn't work. What should you look for on Evan Piercer to decide between copies? It needs to have a max roll on the damage stat, no question. And then the next most important stats are damage reduction, resource cost reduction, then movement speed, then damage. Like the shadow damage. All right, now need better gear. So I think my boots are fine. My weapon is trash. That's okay. This is okay. Weapon is pretty trash. I mean, the weapon is fine. Whatever. Do I have better gear than this? I don't think that I do. I need to also assess like what's my crit chance at. Crit chance is currently at 65, which is actually 69%. Plus $281. So I have 2.8 there. Okay, so let's do this. What? Anybody watching should definitely like and subscribe. I appreciate that, man. People can feel free to hold on to their money. Their money is for them to have. Just sitting here and helping me just like wrench money out of the pockets of the bourgeoisie who pay to advertise stuff to you that you're absolutely not going to buy. I'm more than. Why am I not at 65% lucky hit or crit chance anymore? Okay, so 65, 69, 71. So I still currently need this. Mab, thank you very much for the prime. But I am healthy. There. Okay, interesting. 67, 68, 72. So I just barely need this still. Just barely. I'm not using my Bone Spirit boots. Well, that's a problem. Hope you're having a good day. I am. Hey, thank you very much, Big Ben. Hey, I'm not wearing my Bone Spirit boots, so that's pretty bad. That I would need more essence per second. All right, so I need new boots. How much would boots cost me? I just want to have good gear now. What crit chance is adequate? 100%. You have to have 100% crit chance on this build or it doesn't function. Because you don't get the cooldown on Bone Spirit unless you crit every single time. I think on builds that are seeking to scale crit damage, you need 100% crit chance. Else there's kind of no point. What's up with Shielding Storm? They didn't actually buff it. Let's go to Diablo.trade. What boots am I looking for? I'm looking for movement speed, essence per second with bone spirit on it. Items. Filter. Equipment type boots. Then I need Bone Spirit. 3. Preferably. Add a group. Movement. Well, and essence per second. No, not essence on kill. Essence per second. Taking offers of 3 billion. It is GA essence per second with GA bone spirit. Yo, what up, Miz? How we doing, boo boo? Welcome on in. Thank you very much for the raid. Welcome everybody from Miz's stream. It's your boy Macro Bye Boy.
So
I play Diablo 4. What can you do? We're out here.
subscribe to a bad content creator.
Thank you very much for coming and hanging out. I appreciate y'all.
You're a real one.
Hope you had a great
What
stream.
up?
Miz, thank you very much for the 1 year. Let's go. Holy. Calm down. We ain't gotta do it like that. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. A boop, 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 boop. A boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. Boop, boop. A boop. That's essence per second. Hold on. Y'all should go check out my friend Miz. No thank you. I appreciate it though. Y'all need to go check out my friend Miz. They're pretty great. They are a Destiny 2 streamer. And they're like good at shooting the aliens with the bing bang guns. Pretty sure that's what you do. I haven't played Destiny in a while, but I think that's what happens in that game. If I need to, I will just completely respec over to Blight and then just like speed run Hell Tides for 1,000 days. Okay, so I won't be able to do that upgrade for right now. So I might as well have the essence per second. Your gear kind of just needs to be like perfect. Let's look through all my gear right now and see if I have upgrades on stuff. Try offering your firstborn? Yeah, I guess. Filter. What if it's 3 essence per second? Bro. Nope. All right. I'm over it. Let's look through gear. What am I currently rocking? I'm rocking crit chance. My rings are pretty bad. Crit chance with intelligence. Okay. That's a good ring. Do I have maximum resource GAs on helmets or offhands? This one does. It's missing other bad stuff though. This one does. I would want cooldown reduction and essence. I think right now I would take just essence per second though, if I could get it. What did this get up to for rolling? Let's just give it a couple rolls. No. Okay. That's just what it is. Just forever. Okay. All right, let's go back to looking at our gear. Dear music, where'd you go? Tried Spirit Bomb, but honestly, I kind of hate it. It feels so vulnerable. Always looking for setups while on other classes that just blast. Might just not be for me. Yeah, basically. Haven't had a single drop one today and been farming for hours. Did anything change with Stygian stone drop rate? Not to our knowledge. That does mean that something didn't change, but not to our knowledge, it hasn't. I could also use a better sword. Well, I have a pretty decent sword. Big crit chance. Big crit chance. Big crit chance. Do the devs test this game? They do, oddly enough, yeah. You know how like the vast majority of the time the thing that you do works? That's because devs have played the game and tested it. What is a Doom Necro? Doom Necro is a Doombringer Necromancer. Do the devs test the game? Probably not. That'd be crazy. Why do I have this? How does it deliver damage? Yep, from Doombringer and from X-Falls and from Elemental Surge. And it's pretty bad. Pretty bad, all things considered. It was very not good. Wrong with Shielding Storm. It still uses base essence or base life as opposed to maximum life. Yes, Lavajaw. There is definitely the difference between the developer and the QA tester. But when people say the devs, they kind of just mean everybody involved in the development of the game. But yeah. Euphoric, thank you very much for the follow. Doombringer is bad on Blight. Always was. Always was. You have triple GA Ebon Piercer? I have no idea. I would check out Diablo.trade. You should be able to look it up fairly easily. Ooh. I'm gonna start like... I should hold on to them. I'm gonna look at like the total amount of like stuff I have. And then just try to sell off the rest. Any use of a new buff to Starless Skies for Necro? Any use? Yeah, a ton of builds can use it. It's just whether or not it's better for that build than what it currently has. In a lot of cases, it isn't. But there are some circumstances where you can just like, you could just toss it on to Sever. It's pretty good there. No thank you, Solitaire. I appreciate it though. I basically just like can't afford to actually buy stuff and I don't want to take handouts. There's also the reality where like, I don't currently need GA max resource. Now that I think about it. Yeah, I don't need GA max resource. I could drop 10 max resource right now. Okay, so that's actually very good to know. 498 million gold. So the boots that I wanted to buy that don't even have all the stats that I want, they just have essence per second and bone spirit at the maximum roll of the base, 3 billion gold. So for a full-time streamer, that's pretty poor. Yeah, I don't really do market stuff. I could drop this max resource roll right now. I appreciate that, Platypus. I truly do. Thank you very much. Lavajaw, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you for the new tier 1. Enjoy your no ads and emotes. Any use of new... Oh, I just answered that, sorry. So where was I in my bank? Here? Okay, so thing to notice, essence per second on helmets. If I have one with maximum resource as well. This one has maximum resource. That's actually a really good fucking helmet. Only it's a 3 instead of a 4. I could try to re-roll it a couple times. But this would already be better. I would lose out on cooldown reduction, but right now we're kind of just abusing the bug with rapid ossification. No. Hey, Darth, I appreciate that. I don't think anybody right now is being a dickbag. I think everybody's just kind of joking. Yo, what's going on, Swags? I do appreciate the support, though. Isn't exactly full-time compared to Rob or Rax. Yeah, sure. We can like compare people who have more and less time to. I also have I have 4 jobs because I'm a poor person. So, you know, sadly, I cannot fully support myself. We also have like a difference. I'm like a 10 factor. Like of Rob right now, I think my viewer base in comparison to his on average is like a factor of like 30 less. So sadly I can't afford it. You know, Elon Musk doesn't want to play with me. But yeah, only streaming like 7 to 9 hours every day is not enough to be considered full time. No thank you, She-Devil. Shoutouts to my boys, Rax and Rob, though. They are the fucking truest. They're the realest motherfuckers in the game. Oh, there's some of the realest motherfuckers in the game. I could downgrade to this to gain essence per second. Yeah, and then with bug, I'm over. I'm also going to upgrade it, so it's going to gain me a little bit more resource. I might even crit on it. I'm going to lose cooldown reduction. Oh, the difference is negligible there. And obviously with Bone Prison up, I'm super over cap. Okay, so we could do that. Let's go try to roll this. Basically, you need essence per second on all 3 gear pieces, on your boots, on your helmet, and on your... I guess technically I should also check this real quick. Excellent resource. See if I also have cooldown reduction on one. I do. One's not great. But is a high roll of cost reduction. I wonder if you give a little more insight on what you think Ring of Starless Skies is not optimal on Blight. First off, thank you for the $5. I do appreciate that for the super chat. You do not need to do that to ask me a question, but thank you very much. Ring of Starless Skies says no attack speed, which you need on Blight. You just need a max roll of attack speed on your ring, just straight up. But it handles resource cost reduction for you, and it gets you a 50% damage multiplier, while losing you the ability to gain an additive damage roll. And having stats that we don't care about, crit chance, as well as crit damage, when we want intelligence and attack speed. And then typically resource cost reduction or intelligence. We need intelligence on every single gear piece. It's our biggest overall multiplier of damage through Wither. So what do you have to do? So what would you also be? So that's before we even get to it takes up an aspect slot, right? So Ring of Starless Skies. Where is mine? Ring of Starless Skies has crit chance, we don't care about that. Crit damage, we do not care about that. Core damage, we do not care about that. And lucky hit chance, we do not care about that. So it has no stats that we care about in any way, shape, or form. Then what it says is manages resource cost, which is cool, and a 50% damage multiplier. Or we could have intelligence, which should gain us 2% more chance to crit on Wither, as well as 8% more damage multiplier on Wither. That's before you like masterwork it and stuff. Attack speed, which you need to get on the build. And then again, an additive roll, a resource cost reduction roll, which is already kind of basically the resource cost reduction of it is not like so valuable that what you could get on a ring itself would be worth losing it. And then you get an aspect. So the aspect that we put on instead of Ring of Starless Skies in the final version of the build is Sacrificial. Sacrificial is going to increase the multiplier from our darkness damage, increase the multiplier for our vulnerable damage, as well as increase the attack speed from Bone Golem Sacrifice. So we go from 15% attack speed to 22.5, and then we also gain roughly about a 27% damage multiplier from the increases to those two individual ones. So you have no good stats. Your damage multiplier is less than twice as powerful as the one that you could just put on the ring very easily, and you lose out on required attack speed. So that's why. What build is the best right now? I'm level 60 but need endgame build. Do I keep using minions? Yes, minions are the best build right now. What is a good percentage on Wither? The largest total number you possibly can. You want GA intelligence on every single piece of gear. That can have it. So that's why Starless Skies isn't good for the build. Is Ring of Mendeln good on a minion build? It isn't, because it doesn't scale with your minion damage. So this is where I need to put my total armor roll. You know what? I shouldn't mess around with this at all right now. What I should do is I should just put these off to the side. Let's keep looking at stuff. I need to eat a snack as well. The reason why I want better rings is because I need to hit better Macabre skill restorals on them. Did Blight Necro get any changes? Yes, you're going to use Sacrificial aspect now. When do you anticipate updating the Blight Guide? I mean, it's going to be changing out a single aspect, so at some point. But it's literally just changing a single aspect. And a max roll triple GA Black River? Cool. Ever try base skill build? A bunch of times, yeah. But nothing's really good this season to do it with. What's the best aspect for gear? You, Wizard, I would highly recommend checking out our max roll build guides. Because the question that you just asked is, can you describe the entirety of a build right now? And I really can't. So I would go check out the build guides on maxroll.gg. We have a minion leveling build and an endgame build guide. That explains all of that. Stoichev, thank you very much for the 10 for cheeseburger and a cold beer. I appreciate you, friend. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for that support. Can you please explain why attack speed is so sacrosanct? Because it is our largest multiplier of damage. The faster that you apply damage over time effects, which can stack onto the target, the more damage you do on average per second, and the more opportunities for them to crit via the Wither legendary node. You sent me a helm in game chat? That is a very cool helmet. I do not want it, but thank you very much. All right, I forgot that I was also looking for stuff to sell. You know when you forget? you forget what you're doing. Mine is good. Yeah, I don't need to reroll mine at all. No. Okay, so I can sell extras. That's a cool ring. I should sell this ring because I'm never going to use this ring. So people are going to want to play Bone Spirit. Like saps. Do you have any updated post-patch Necro builds tier list? Yeah, we did that on Maxroll. What piece of gear would you put sacrificial for Blight build? On your ring. Serial farming the best way to get Shaco? Yep. Which aspect do you swap? Inner or calm? What is cap of attack speed for Necro minions? To hit Cult Leader total, you just need to reach 100%. The cap is technically 200% and for like total attack speed, and you shouldn't worry about trying to reach that. Addition of pets in the game, what pet would you like to see that were class specific to Necro? Some ideas would be baby-sized skeletons, imps, little devils, beholders. I would take like a little pharaoh cat, that'd be pretty cool. Is there a viable build using Black River? Yeah, it's viable. It's called Corpse Explosion or Infinimist. It's not particularly strong in comparison to Blight, but it'll do fine. Oh my god, it's so fucking hot in here. Okay, now what we need to do is figure out if I can sell this stuff. Basically. Alright, let me go grab a snack. A BRB. I ate a bag of sour cream and cheddar Lay's chips. And now we need calcium. To empower us to play Bone Spirit. Other nodes, abyssal effects. Yep, look at the Wither board. Is Necro dead in the water? No, not at all.
Bone Spirit builds. Minions versus Sacrifice. What is better and why? I went full Sacrifice for sacrificial aspect plus Memento Mori plus standalone plus sacrifices. Skirmishers, Shadow, Iron Golem.
I'm eating yogurt, which is like cheese. Stardamos, thank you very much for the 100 biddies. Again, you do not have to donate to ask me questions. What's better? Not sacrificing. The answer is the numbers are bigger. It doesn't really get deeper than that. So, one really good example is if I can reach the essence requirements. If I can meet the essence requirements while sacrificing my minions, that means I don't need my minions for the essence, right? So, Requiem could be gaining me 7 essence per minion, which is currently 6, if I'm just using Reapers. And then it gains me a permanent 7 essence just for casting Bone Prison until I load. And then on top of that gets me 7 essence per Bone Prison section. That's another 42 essence, so it's 49 essence in total. So 49 essence plus the 42 here is 81 essence. Or I can get essence through Shadow. Well, if I could get essence through Shadow, why would I not be using the Overpower multiplier, which is a significantly larger increase in damage than the essence from Shadow? And if you just follow, like, the why is the damage numbers are bigger, and the how is do the arithmetic and you'll better understand it yourself. But I get this question a lot. There's like a obsession with running this setup but without minions, but it ignores the math behind it, typically. Now, I'm gonna try to trade. What's flavor of the month right now? It's mages, right? I should probably keep one of these. They also probably want attack speed and crit chance. Let's go see. Okay, so recently sold. There's about 25 mil. Okay. All right, so I don't want to sell these. Not really. It's not really worth my time. Okay. These, I assume, are going to start going for a lot. Ooh, Hellbent. That's what I need to check next. Use Black River for Blight? Yeah. It's not good, but you can do it. Holy. So I think I could. Why didn't you see? Why is it not seeing the Hellbent commander? That's weird. All right, so that's 100 mil. Did you end up finding out what was up with the DR and Soulbrand? It doesn't work. Shielding Storm is not generating barrier based off of maximum life.